Welcome to Seven River Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, wellness, and fitness. Well, each week, we try to get you some celebrities that you're going to enjoy. This week, the spotlight shines brightly on Holmen High School basketball. Our guests this week, Evan Troyanek, Cameron Weber, and Caleb Matl. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
As we tape this show, Christmas just over. We're 2 days away from the new year. When you look at the new year, you're seniors now. You're on your way to graduation in May, and you're on your way to the next chapter in your life. When you look at 2020, and you're going to have most of your basketball season ahead of you, starting with you, Evan Troyanek, what are your thoughts on what you'd like to see happen early in 2020?
Just come out as a team, play as a team, communicate, and just see how far we can go in the playoffs.
Personally, how do you want to take the rest of the way as a player?
Just open, just as a team, just open communication, playing with all we got.
Is that happening now, open communication?
Yeah.
And you just need to take it up a level.
Yeah, bring it up a level.
Cameron, of course, I've watched all of you, but I've watched you play since you were very, very young. You played against our grandsons. You played against the club. You didn't win very often, but just kidding. But you played extremely well. I've watched you play. We had many games here on KQEG Game of the Week, featuring the Vikings in all sports, in the three sports you play in particular. And you've had a good career, but you know, in 2020, as you get to New Year's Day, you think this is when you reflect. As you grow, you reflect. Like, okay, I did pretty well in previous years, but I want to do better in 2020. Is that you?
Yeah, for sure. I think just always trying to build off everything I've done, just trying to improve myself as a athlete and as a person more so, for sure.
Good. And Caleb Matl, just so our viewers know this, friend of the family, mom and dad, very good friends of ours, and watched Caleb as the other two guests since he was very, very young. Saw him play numerous times. And you, just like Evan, just like Cameron, you are a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take that leadership to another level as the calendar turns?
I think yes. I feel like right now we haven't won in many games, but in our basketball, but I feel like I can be more vocal towards my team and then just try to take the next step into getting better.
Good. You know, I was looking at your schedule. I know you're 1-8, but I was looking at the scores, and I know a lot of our viewers have followed Holmen, but I was looking at the scores, and despite getting beat in a recent tournament, 2 games in Rochester, despite your loss to Central, talk to your coaches, both of them friends of mine. Your coach, Steve Blank, played for me when he was younger, and he coached for me, so you know we have a good relationship. Told me that despite those losses, those 8 losses and 1 win over West Salem, that he sees light at the end of the tunnel, and he sees the fact that you've played well above and beyond the scoreboard. How would you evaluate the first part of your year, Caleb?
I feel like we played hard, but we just can't get over that hump. We just couldn't get over that hump. We'd get down early in the game, we'd fight back, but we just couldn't finish the game.
Do you see your role as a player in the first part of the season, and maybe as you move forward, do you look at maybe your role changing to try to get the team back on the winning track, Cameron?
Yeah, I think just looking for my shot a little more and just trying to get more aggressive and getting in the paint and getting open looks for other guys especially. I think I just need to do a little more of that.
Evaluate the team. You're 1-8. Evaluate the team, and in a succinct way, Evan, what does that team need to do to get over the hump and have a good season?
Like I said earlier, just communicating. I feel like we could take that up a notch, and just because on defense, it would help us help defense and things like that.
Let's take it to another level, though. Now, what in terms of cohesiveness, in terms of the product on the floor, besides the defense, besides communication, anything else that resonates with you?
I'd say like personally, I could go to the hoop more, look for my shot, be more consistent that way.
I talked to Steve Blank, Coach Steve Blank, just prior to the show today, and here's what he said about these 3 Vikings. Terry, you selected the 3 of the best in terms of great students, listening habits, work habits, the very best, and that's why, according to Coach Blank and Coach Ruger, they enjoy the team despite the record, because certainly that's not why coaches are involved, and players, certainly memories are other than just a score. Here's what he said about Caleb. Great student athlete, all around, best defensive player on the team, knowledgeable, high IQ. What's your thought on that, Caleb?
I think that's true. I just feel like I can get better on the offensive side, taking more shots, and then just step up, be more vocal leader.
Steve Blank talked about Cameron. He said a quiet but a fiery leader. I noticed that in football, by the way. A quarterback, so leadership comes from the position oftentimes. And a good basketball IQ, similar to your teammates here.
Yeah, I think just like football especially can help, like being a leader for sure, and just being more competitive, because football is just like a whole different type of sport. Just the team and cohesiveness of that really helps in basketball and baseball, with the toughness too, especially.
We're going to talk about the toughness aspect later on, but Coach Blank said this about Evan Troyanek: good outside shooter, works hard, pleasure to coach, a strong guard, likes to compete. Did he describe you right?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. I work hard, play good defense, shoot from the outside as well.
Good, so we're going to see more of that as the calendar rolls.
Yeah.
Caleb, let's move to the academic side of you. Okay, I know you're an honor roll student. You've done well academically. That describes you: student first, athlete second. Talk about your goals, and talk about your priority on the academic side.
Well, like you said, grades in school comes before before sports. So I just try to work hard and then make sure that I stay on top of things at home. And then after practice, make sure that I get all my homework done so I'm ready to go.
Is it hard, though, to balance? You're a 3-sport athlete, an excellent 3-sport athlete. All of you are. But a lot of people struggle with control of their schedule, time management. How do you... Now, a lot of young people watching, like, how does this guy, on top of his class, academically solid, play 3 sports, work, and still find time to be on Seven River Sports? No, but how do you... what advice would you give for time management?
Just talking with like counselors at school and stuff, like before, they can help you like with your schedule, like putting in study halls. Like I have a study hall so I can get my work done in school, so I don't have to do everything after school. I can do it during school too, so I don't have as much when I go home after practice and stuff.
And Cameron Weber, National Honor Society, including all conference and various sports, but National Honor Society, that's going to carry you into the future.
Yeah, I think that helps a lot, just like having that volunteer experience. I think it's good for my college applications too, just having that volunteer hours. Every semester we have to have at least 15, so that's a cool experience, just something different for me.
Favorite class?
Right now, I kind of like AP Stats.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I
You know
like that
something? I didn't take that class when I was in high school or college. I struggled in that particular area. But you obviously have a gift there.
Yeah, I like math. Like, I also have physics right now, but I don't really like that class as much.
Well, Evan, you don't take a back seat to these 2 guys next to you.
No.
Because you're strong in the classroom.
Yeah.
And you're also Rotary Student of the Month, Honor Roll.
Yes, sir.
And, oh my goodness, you're the complete package.
Yeah. Like Cameron said, I like AP Stats as well. Managing time. I use an agenda, calendar, just doing my work.
And do you have a favorite teacher at that school?
I would have to say right now, out of the classes that I have, it would be Mark Wall. I'm in his AP Psych class.
Know him quite well, actually.
Yes, I do.
He's got some pretty talented kids, too.
Yep.
No question about it. Do you have a favorite teacher, too?
I'd have to say Mr. Sullivan, our building well teacher. He's just a great guy. He teaches us life skills and just things we're going to need to move on in life.
Okay. Before we take a break, share with our viewers the most significant life skills lesson that he's taught you so far.
Just like being happy with life, never taking anything for granted, and then just, I don't know, moving on. He just taught us like just how to work with our money and stuff like that.
Sounds good. So with that, that's a good time to take a break. So we're going to step aside just for a minute. We come back more as we interview the Holmen tremendous student athletes here on Seven Rivers Sports.
With our busy lives, it's a comfort to know that we can still remember loved ones in a traditional way with a monument. Lewiston Monuments in Lewiston, Minnesota has been helping families purchase a monument for over 4 generations. You'll find a large selection of beautiful granite, marble, and bronze monuments, all at competitive prices. And they're a full-service company, so they also do straightening, cleaning, and repair of monuments. Stop in or call for a no-obligation consultation, or visit lewistonmonument.com for more information.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. This week, Holmen High School basketball. Evan Troyanek, Cameron Weber, and next to me, Caleb Matl. Let's go down the Yellow Brick Road for a minute. Let's go back to when you were very young. Let's go back to when you started playing sports. Let's talk about 2 things. One, some memories, Caleb, of when you were very young, and maybe who inspired you, and perhaps continues to inspire you.
I'd have to say my dad. He always works hard, and he's pushed me to be the best that I can be. And he's always worked with me when I was little and just coached me when I was younger and growing up. And he's just influenced me as I've gotten older.
And were there some memories when you were very young that kind of inspired you to, like, I can be a 3-sport athlete?
I'd have to say, like, just seeing my brothers growing up, like my oldest brother, he was a 3-sport athlete, and I just kind of want to be like him too. I guess he's another role model that I have.
Good for you. Cameron, I saw you when you were very young, and you know that because I've been at so many games over the years, watched you when you were very young. Any defining moments when you were young, and maybe who has been important in your life?
I would say just like getting into sports when I was younger. Just my dad putting me in sports and just letting me see if I liked it and not like forcing me to do anything. And just him coaching me was a lot of fun. And looking back at it, those were a lot of my good memories. Just my dad coaching me like youth baseball and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know your dad very well, and you're right. He personifies encouragement rather than pushing. And when I look at Evan, knowing his family like I do, Dad played for me when he was younger, and family support similar to your teammates here. You started when you were young too.
Yes, I did. My dad coached me in youth basketball for a little bit, always encouraged me to play hard and give everything I got with everything I do.
You know, one of my favorite authors is Tony Dungy, and you probably know who he is. He's on NFL coach, and now he's a commentator. He talks about the fact that athletes are on a platform, whether they like it or not, and that platform rises as they become older, and they're seniors in high school, and there's a level of accountability, responsibility for their school, for their family, for their team, and for younger people. You're on a platform. You're on a pedestal. You walk around the halls. You walk around the village of Holmen, and people are like, well, there's Caleb Matl and so on. How do you react to that?
I feel like you just got to be a leader. Like, you've been through it all, and people look up to you. They come to your games. You just got to be that role model for them and just do what's right, I guess.
What do you want people to think when they go to a Holmen game? Cameron, and they watch you compete in football, in basketball, in baseball, then they leave, and what do you want them to think about you?
I just want them to think like that guy, he plays hard and plays the right way and is just putting his teammates before himself, and not so much as an athlete, but just try to be the best person I can be, so hopefully other people can think that of me as well.
Evan, when you're cross country, your baseball, your basketball, you've played various sports. People watch you. Grandma comes to your game.
Yeah.
Grandma's a good friend of mine. What do you want everybody to think about you?
Well, I think especially because I have 2 younger brothers, that being a good role model for them is mainly what I do it for, and just being positive and setting good role model for my brothers.
So going back to authors that talk about athletes and the fact that to much that is given, much is expected. You've been given athletic abilities, you've been given academic abilities, much is expected. One of the things that's expected is for the athlete to show humility, meaning that giving credit to others rather than themselves. How do you do that, Caleb?
Giving credit to others rather than myself. I feel like just everyone that's been there before me, like the coaches, like what they do for us, like, I don't know, I guess you just got to give back to them and give back to the players that you're working with and stuff like that.
You demonstrate humility because I've seen that. Also, Cameron, give our viewers an example of how you show that.
I think just like trying to tell your teammates like good job just after everything, keep encouraging them, and then just thanking your coaches for everything they do for you, because a lot of stuff we don't even see how much extra time they put in, and it's really all just for the players. It's not like they're getting any of the fame themselves.
Let's jump to toughness. Jay Billis talks about toughness, not just toughness in terms of physical toughness, mental toughness, Evan. He talks about athletes having toughness, meaning handling adversity, handling bad calls that some referees might make, handling setbacks. How do you do that?
I'd say just be humble and just realize that it's just a game, and at the end of the day, just out there having fun, and you shouldn't really get worked up over a bad call. Just being positive as well.
Good. Let's jump to the next chapter of your life, which begins after you graduate in May. Evan, where's that going to take you?
I'll be attending the University of Wisconsin La Crosse. And,
Good. I'm familiar with that school.
Yes. And I'll study in business. So.
Good athletic programs there too. Cross country, basketball, track and field, football, you name it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll quite get into that, but.
Good. Academics first.
Yeah.
And then that will take you to the next chapter, which is a career in?
Hopefully, I'm thinking about getting a job at Train, like my dad. So.
Yeah, that's where he works. That's right.
I do an internship.
Good.
So.
Well, I've read about Cameron, and I know where you're going, but I don't know if our viewers do.
Yeah, I'm going to go to St. Mary's University in Winona, Minnesota, and I'm going to study business and play baseball, too.
Good. And after you finish playing baseball and you get your master's degree in business, then maybe you're going to join a law firm or something? Or not?
I don't know about that.
Well, Caleb, you're in National Honor Society too. You're headed to college.
Yep. I'm going to go to UW La Crosse for physical therapy or exercise science, and then I'll be playing baseball there too.
Oh my goodness, they have a good baseball program too. So no plans about joining the state patrol then? Or?
No, I don't think so.
You're not going that direction, huh?
Nope.
For those viewers that don't know, that's what his dad is, a state patrol. So where would people find Caleb on a rainy or a cold day and there's no practice, no studying? What would you be doing?
Probably hanging with friends, or maybe going to the Y and playing basketball or working out there, probably.
Keeping yourself mentally and physically in shape.
Yep.
The mental is to the physical as 4 is to 1. 4 times more important to be mentally on top of things than physically. How would you react to that?
I'd say that's a really true statement. I mean, you got to be there mentally before you have a chance of being there physically, because just being mentally prepared going into a game or a practice or just life, that's really important.
Evan, what would you be doing on a cold day after you've called Caleb, and he doesn't want to invite you to the Y, and there's nothing for you to do. Where would you be doing?
I would probably be at B-Fit in Holmen working out or playing video games.
So would that be after you finish work at Features?
Yeah. Yeah.
As a part-time?
Yeah, I work there like every Sunday.
Good for you. So, you know, all of us have had disappointments and obstacles in our life, and it's how you rebound from those obstacles that really determines you. Have you had any bad things happen to you where you've had to learn from those?
I haven't really had any major injuries. I've had like minor things, but I can't really say that I have, but I don't know.
Well, I know one thing, because we've covered many Holmen football games, and Cameron Weber had a huge setback. Those kind of setbacks, a lot of times athletes, people in general, when they have a major setback, they don't rebound. They're not resilient. They go the other way. Not you.
Oh, yeah, I think, like, that's just a huge life lesson. Like, at the time, it was awful, and it was hard at the moment. Just, it could have been easy to, like, feel bad for myself and just poor me, but I just figured I want to get back as soon as possible and try and learn to just persevere through something bad, because bad things are going to happen in life, and it's just about how you come back from it more than anything.
Speaking of bad things, Evan, you had a concussion.
Yes, I did 2 years ago, I believe. And that was pretty tough because it was hard to focus in class especially. So I kind of had to take a step back and realize that I had to sit out, which was kind of tough, and just get through it mentally.
As we close the show, I'm interested in your reaction to this, all three of you. If you could change the world in any way, Evan, how would you do that?
World peace for sure. Just making sure everyone's safe, and I'd say like I don't really know. Just everyone having a safe place to go.
You said it well.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that question with Cameron?
Yeah, I would agree, and then also add just like kindness, just being more kind to everyone as just in general.
Mm-hmm. Kindness. Who stands out in your mind on somebody that's kind? Anyone in particular?
Specifically, I don't know, like Evan and Caleb are pretty kind guys.
I'll interject this as we close the show. Mr. Rogers. We went to that movie recently with our grandkids, and Mr. Rogers personifies kindness. How would you change the world, Caleb?
Like what they said with like, and then going off of that, just equality for everyone, like people are equal, like rights and stuff like that.
Good answer. Well, what a great interview this week here on Seven Rivers Sports. As I look at the schedule, River Falls, Toma, Aquinas, and then this team called the Logan Rangers. So you have some big games ahead of you. So we want to wish you a happy New Year. And Steve Blank was right when he said 3 of the best, and you chose them correctly, Terry. And so I think our viewers would agree. That's right. So thanks for being on the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We'll be back with some clips, some thoughts on some recent games right after this.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
When you're faced with the decision of selecting a monument to honor someone dear to you, call Lewiston Monuments for a no-obligation consultation. Lewiston Monument is a full-service monument company, serving families in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin for over 4 generations. You'll find beautiful granite, marble, and bronze memorials, all at competitive prices. Their experts can help you design the perfect and unique memorial. Lewiston Monument. Call today or on the web at lewistonmonument.com.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. Well, Rick and I were at the Lacrosse Center on Saturday for a scaled-down version of the Midwest Players Classic. Originally, we were scheduled to do all 8 games, but weather proved to be an obstacle. So only one game was played, the Aquinas High School boys versus the West Salem Panthers. A slow start for both teams as West Salem took a slight 30-23 lead into halftime. Brad Reinhardt's Blue Goals caught fire in the second half and out-hustled Steve Schmidt's Panthers on both ends of the court. Gavin Wetzel led the Blue Goal comeback, tying the game at 48, forcing the first overtime. Then Joe Salvadelli's putback forced a second overtime. West Salem fought back in each overtime but couldn't get a shot off as time ran out. C.J. McConkey led West Salem with 17, and he was our player of the game. Jack Healy added 16. For the Blue Goals, Gavin Wetzel and Quinn Miskowski led the way. Both were our players of the game. Wetzel with 18, Miskowski with 17. Aquinas improves to 4-6, playing both Logan and Sparta in MVC action this week. The 7-5 Panthers also have a big week, traveling to Adams Friendship and playing Luther in the Cooley Classic at the Lacrosse Center on Saturday. Final from the Lacrosse Center, the Aquinas Blue Goals 61 and the West Salem Panthers 56. Well, that does it this week here on Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping that you will have an active and a healthy week ahead.